What's going on? In this video, I'm going to be showing you the best video settings for the Sony a6000. So without wasting any time, let's get right into the settings. Alright, so let's hop right into the menu here. So, first things first, page 1, aspect ratio, quality, those both have to do with pictures. So if you want to see my photography tutorial, I actually made that as well, so I'll link that in the description or something. But those don't have to do with videos, so skip over those. File format, XAVCS is what you want to record in. That is the best quality and the highest bitrate video. So definitely keep it in XAVCS because that is the best quality for videos. Alright, recording settings, this is the frame rate. So 24p is what you're going to want to keep it at for regular video, but for slow motion, 60p, which means 60 frames a second, is good, but really only for slow motion. For just regular videos, 24p or 24 frames a second is what you want to keep it at. Drive mode, that's for images, fill flash, all this stuff is just for pictures and photography, except focus mode. So I keep this in continuous autofocus. What this means is it's just continuously looking for something to focus on. So if I'm moving the camera around, it'll always be looking for focus. Now you could also put this at manual focus, so you can focus yourself, which is what I do half the time probably, especially with manual lenses, but I usually keep it continuous. Focus area, I keep this on wide. So this basically is what part of the screen that it's looking for focus in. So wide means it's looking over the entire screen trying to find whatever it wants to focus on. So I keep it at wide just so it has the entire screen to look for focus with. All this stuff, autofocus illuminator, that's for video. Autofocus drive speed. So I keep this at fast. This is basically how fast the motors move in the lens to pretty much find focus. So fast, it'll just really be snappy when it's trying to focus. And then track duration, I keep that in normal because that's basically how fast it's expecting stuff to move. So I just keep that at normal. If you're shooting like fast-moving subjects, put it at high. All right, ISO. Basically, I keep this as low as possible. ISO is basically the sensitivity, the light sensitivity of the camera. So lower ISO is going to be better for brighter situations, but also the higher the ISO goes, the grainier it's going to be. I'm sure you probably already know what ISO is, so I just keep that as low as you can. Metering mode, I keep this at multi. So this basically controls what part of the screen it's looking over to find the proper exposure. So I keep this at multi just so it looks over the entire screen to find the best exposure and really balance everything out. White balance, I keep that at auto. Auto HDR, dynamic range optimizer, keep that off. And then creative styles, this is where you can move it around a little bit, find what you like. I typically keep it on neutral because I can adjust the sharpness, contrast, and stuff. And neutral just give me a little bit extra dynamic range and really freedom in post-production to edit stuff. But if you're just getting started, just either set it at standard or even neutral and just don't change any of the settings in it, and it'll just look a little better. But probably just standard's fine if you're just getting started. Next up, long exposure noise reduction. That is just for photography. Lock on autofocus, I just keep that off. Face detection, keep that on because it'll detect faces and always keep a face in focus, which if there's a face in the frame, you typically want it in focus. This stuff is also just for photography. And then right down here, steady shot. Keep this on. Basically, if your lens has the option for it, if this is on, then it will use it, which steady shot is Sony's variation of image stabilization. So basically just smooths everything out, makes everything more stable. So always keep that on. Auto slow shutter, always, always, always keep that off. That is not good for when you're recording videos. It basically slows the shutter automatically, which makes everything just look way worse for videos. So keep that off. Audio recording, this is completely up to you. I mean, I usually keep it on because it means it records audio. And you typically want to record audio, but you can turn it off if you don't want any audio in the video. Wind noise reduction, I keep that off because it can sometimes make it sound weird and kind of just not make the audio sound very good. So I typically keep that off, and I can always reduce the wind noise in post-production. as best I can, or just try to stay out of the wind. And this stuff, don't worry about that. Right here, zebra. I recommend looking up a tutorial about zebras separately. I'm not gonna really go into it. I usually keep it off, but they can be useful. It basically tells you when your video is overexposed, because overexposure just isn't good. You know, it's when everything looks blown out and like too bright. So this could be useful. Definitely look into it. Maybe look up a tutorial about zebras if you're interested, but it's basically just a warning, and it warns you when your video is overexposed. Main focus assist, I keep that off. That's just for images. Gridline, I keep this at rule of thirds grid. Also, if you don't know what rule of thirds grid is, you can look it up, but it's just a good guide for keeping things in frame. Peaking, right here. This is a good one. So I keep this at mid usually, or high. Basically what peaking does, or focus peaking, is it outlines what's in focus. So when you're manually focusing, it will just outline what's precisely in focus, and it really helps you nail your focus. I also keep this color at red because it's the most visible. Live view display, keep that on. And display continuous autofocus area, I keep it on. It just shows what it's focusing on, basically. Next up, pre-autofocus, that's just for images, don't worry about that. Same with the zoom stuff, you know, just don't worry about that stuff. Finder monitor auto, just so, you know, when you put your eye up to the viewfinder, it'll switch automatically. Release out lens, I enable that, so if I'm using vintage lenses, it'll still be able to take photos and record videos. And autofocus of shutter, that's just for images as well. Next up, auto exposure lock with shutter, that's for images. E-front curtain shutter, images as well. All this stuff is just for images, so don't worry about any of this stuff. Again, go check out my photography tutorial if you'd like to. Also, this stuff, just don't even worry about it. And this stuff is just pretty much extra adjustments you can do for your dials and stuff. Movie button, I put that on always, just so you can always record a video even if you're not in the movie settings. Send a smartphone, this stuff, don't worry about that. That's just, you know, to connect to the app. Application list, don't worry about that either. This stuff, you don't need to worry about that either, actually. So right here, monitor brightness. So I usually keep this at +2 manual, or I switch it over to sunny weather, just because I always want it to be as visible as possible. You know, I always want to know exactly what I'm recording, basically. So I usually keep it on sunny weather, or just +2 in the manual mode. And same with viewfinder. Volume settings, set to whatever. It's just basically the volume when you play your video back. This stuff, don't worry about this, except power save. Start time is basically when it automatically turns it off. I usually set it at 5 minutes. And then cleaning mode, you know, I like to do that every once in a while. It just pretty much cleans the sensor. I don't know how it does it, honestly, but, you know, it does. So, yeah. And that pretty much wraps up the settings for video right here. So, again, if you want to see settings for photography, go check out my other video. I'll link it in the description. And that wraps it up for the video settings for the Sony a6000. I really appreciate you watching this video. Make sure you go down and like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're interested in videos related to cameras and, you know, that sort of thing. So feel free to go check out my channel. I'd really appreciate it. I do put a lot of time and effort into these videos. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.